The code challenge was fun. I think, of course, any refactoring I could do would be organizing it into more component-based files and cleaning up the CSS. I, I think even though everyone said going up to it that it wasn't timed, there was still like that timer on it. So I still felt like there was a need to get done in some amount of time or not like sit around for too long trying to organize files and clean up like the CSS and the different aspects of that. It'd also be more fun to use more functional components where you don't need to use an actual React component there. Of course, there'd be some more. Each of the components are very small. I didn't know whether or not to throw in context or try to do anything more advanced, especially since there was that hour countdown going each time. But aside from that, I thought it was a pretty fun coding test. I like that it focused mainly on React. My latest project was Parachutes Marketplace. It's a multi-sided marketplace. We had people that could rent out gear for a fixed like a value amount. They got unlimited swaps and things. They could swap out gear, send, receive from our warehouse. On the other side of that, we had a platform for sellers to or earners to like send in their gear, and then we would rent that gear to different accessors, as we call them. Then this system helped to facilitate the logistics portion, the warehousing, paying out commissions, of course, a subscription, payments for members, a full warehouse, and everything self-service by each member. So, and it is actually fully built with using React and Apollo GraphQL for the state. Originally, we were using more of a REST framework on top of Node to interact with it using more Redux and Thunk Saga, I think, at that point. But we later moved our API to GraphQL, and then we, of course, started using Apollo on the front end and its built-in state management. From there, before we started sunsetting the project, we actually began to switch all of our state management back to Redux. So it kind of sounds similar to what you guys are using on your front end. And it's one of my favorite sort of setups on the front end to use. When I'm not in the office, at home, usually it's just relaxing. Lately, since once Corona started, we actually finally got another PlayStation 4. And so I've been doing a bunch of gaming, some different, catching up on a bunch of different games that have been released over the last bit. Before that, we used to do a bit of more traveling and my fiance and stepson, we used to travel quite a bit, but due to Corona, we've just been hanging out indoors, having some fun around the house, hiking, being socially distant.